So let's talk about your PMP exam preparation journey. So we'll start with your brief introduction,
Yeah.
especially your project management experience.
So from last 7 to 8 years, I've been working as a project manager in a MNC.
How much total time you spent in actual exam preparation?
We had a deal during the I was making the payments. So you said that you have to give the exam within 1 month. As soon as the course completed, I started the preparation for the course and I scheduled my exam.
Yogindra, tell me, did you read any book for exam preparation?
So prior, before joining your class, I did read PM Box 7 and I did read Agile Practice Guide. To be honest, it was kind of tough language and even it was nice concept. It's really good book. However, we need some to get familiarized more. We need to break it down like a in simplified versions. I followed your videos and I followed the interviews, even the question answer sessions, and I followed that 9 to 10 page, I believe 9 pages only that notes. So it was very simplified version, very simple language, and the way you have break it down, the way the color you have used. So you can picture it in mind that what is to be used when this question asked. So that was very helpful for me. So in during the prior to 1 day exam, so I completely again and again review your notes. I verified each and every words. So it was really helpful for me.
If anyone is preparing for the exam, if they go through these notes, I think they cover 100% of the exam content.
Right.
So Yogindra, I think you're talking about these notes, right?
Exactly.
These one, right?
Right,
So
sir.
yes, these are 9 page long notes and they cover 100% of the exam content and they are in line with the latest exam content outline. Yogindra, what did you like in these notes? Let's talk about these.
So as I said, it is simplified version of the books which we need to follow. Once you read that book, I'll suggest that go with these notes because this is the simplified version and the pictorial system in these notes. You can memorize these things. When the question will strike to your screen, then you can immediately need to strike that picture, what that picture said, and what is there written, and what are the key points is importance in this notes during the exam to answer. So these key points are highlighted here. Like we said the matrix structure. So what is the matrix, weak matrix, strong matrix, balance matrix. So even though if we read that things, but we cannot memorize it what exactly it means. But however, if you see the picture, that yeah, it is very well defined what mean by the weak matrix, how it is not good for the organization, for the project team, and why the best is a projectized version or your strong matrix when a project manager has full control. So you watch that you remember that picture and you can easily write down the answer, you easily click on the answer.
Yes, absolutely. So first thing is, as Yogindra mentioned, there are simplified version of the entire or complete course content. We have covered each and everything that could be tested in the exam. And second thing is visual representation. So everything is
Visual.
visual. So
Correct.
all the diagrams and charts and graphs and tables, these really help you when you prepare for the exam. So one of student, she was saying when she was doing the exam,
Hmm.
these images were in her mind, these diagrams were in her
Right.
mind, and
Yeah, I
it
saw
was
that video also,
it,
sir.
yeah. So it was really easy for her to answer. So yes, if anyone is preparing for these the PMP exam, just get these notes. These are really helpful. You can get these by just sending an email. Email is written, or you can drop a text message or WhatsApp on this number. What was the distribution or composition of question in your exam from methodology perspective? How many questions were from waterfall, agile, or hybrid approach?
I saw multiple videos where the student were mentioning, the candidate were mentioning that agile is more than the waterfall and all these things. But however, maybe I'm wrong, but I find it was the weightage of 50-50% for agile and waterfall process. However, hybrid was lesser. I believe the hybrid was very less, but the waterfall and the agile was on same percentage, I believe. So what I faced,
Absolutely.
so the both process were there, and absolutely later than hybrid we had multiple questions.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, composition may vary a little bit, but I say 50% of the exam is agile and remaining is combination of waterfall
Uh,
and hybrid.
right.
And hybrid is nothing. A lot of students ask, what is hybrid? Hybrid is nothing. It's just combination of both the
Both.
approaches. Like if you're working on a project Some part of work is being done through waterfall, some part of work is being done through agile. We call that project as hybrid project.
Right.
Perfect. How did you manage time during the exam?
So, sir, again, thanks to you for this also. So, one of your notes, there is a complete, you have written clearly the last page. I remember that 80, 75, 75. So, that was from very first question. I remember it. I have to complete this first section within 80 minutes. However, for to control more precise for myself, I plan to complete it within 70 minutes so I can get the 10 minutes of time to review the questions. So, as per plan, I did complete within the 70 minutes and I got the 10 minutes to review the questions again for the second session and again for the third session. So, for all three sessions, I got 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes extra. I reviewed the questions. However, clock was ticking continuously. I cannot review all the marks questions, but I'll say fairly, I review the at least five questions in each sections during the 10 minutes of break. So that was buffer time for me.
All right, fantastic. Yes, absolutely. Let me just show that document as well, which
Yeah,
Yogindra is talking about. So this is a modified version of the same document, Yogindra, that was handwritten, in which
okay.
I wrote 78, 80, 75, 75. This one, I guess.
Yeah,
This is the
correct,
time
correct.
management strategy. Absolutely. So what we do is we distribute our time in three sections, because exam is divided in three sections. So I suggest do not spend more than 80 minutes in first 60 question. Then take a break for 10 minutes, right? Which is a scheduled break in the exam. Then spend 75 minutes in second set of 60 questions from 61 to 120, and then 75 minutes for the third section. So this is how you can manage your time. So absolutely. How
Uh,
important were these for your exam?
Okay, so this play major role because see, if you by all the PM Box 7, Agile, even you followed your notes, however, you need to prepare a mindset. To pass the PMP exam, you need to be first a PM. So how we will react, how we will answer, how we will review the system. So all these 100 notes tell you that if you are a PM, then you have to follow this. You will not immediately come to the solution. You have to follow the first review. What is the problem? Even you should not go for the root cause analysis. Prior to root cause analysis, you have to review what exactly problem is, whether the problem will not be there. From these 100 tips, you will come to understand it is a mindset of the PM. Yes, it plays a major role to pass the or the preparation for my mindset itself and to pass the exam.
Absolutely. This is probably one of the most important resources that
Exactly.
I have ever created.
So
I believe that if somebody understands these 100 tips, they can easily pass the exam.
they can
Right?
easily pass. Yeah.
Previously I used to say okay, they can answer 100 questions, but now I have strong belief that if one understands these 100 tips clearly, they can easily pass the exam. So yes, this is
And
also.
one
Yeah,
more
go
thing
ahead.
to add, sir. During the session, you said I want a person who will only review my notes and go for the exam. I want to check that one. I'm not saying like I did 100%ly, but being you are my guru, being you are my mentor, I made my mind that what sir said, I'll go for it. So after appearing for the classes, I never read any kind of book. I gone for these notes only, and I saw the notes, the mindset, and the tips, and I appear for the exam.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the goal of an instructor, to simplify the process, right?
Right.
Anyone can pass the exam by reading tens of books, spending 6 months, right? The goal of instructor is to simplify the process, to make sure that you pass the exam as soon as possible without a
Yes.
lot of effort, right? So
Yeah.
that's what we did. Like we optimize the timeline and we make sure that students stick to a few resources. Like don't ever go for too many books, too many courses, too many set of questions. Just stick to a few resources and have confidence and go for the exam.
Yeah.
How many questions you solved and what was your average score in that?
So, sir, I solved three to 400 questions. And during solving, I called you two times, I believe, that I texted you, sir. It is really tough. And I'm not sure whether I'm the only person who are failing this to answer this question or, sir. Then you said, no, there are some students who are solving this and you have to solve these questions. So during that time I was felt very demotivated that I'm not clearing that examinations because the if you really ask me, and to be honest, if you ask me the toughness or the hard questions, then I'll rate your question will be 10 on 10. That it was so tough. Thanks to you again that it made me motivate again to read what exactly is saying, where I'm failing, where I'm going up to the mark. Then I saw all the explanations. So this explanation also play a very nice role to understand the concept, because two things are really clear for me, that if you don't have mindset you cannot pass the exam, and another thing is the concept. If you don't know the concept, then sure you're not going to pass the exam. From that explanation I come to know. So again I read that all the questions around 3 to 400, then I appeared for the exam, that mini exam, and I passed with the 70% in that. Again we had a call, then I appeared for the final examination.
Absolutely. High quality mock exam questions are really important for your preparation. So we recently conducted an experiment. So I'm into experiment these days, as Yogindra is mentioning. So what we did, one student, she just solved 1500 questions, nothing else, and she passed the exam. So if you solve high quality exam questions, and as Yogindra mentioned, if you read the explanation, like where you need improvement, you're gonna pass the exam. So, one of the most essential resources for your PMP exam preparation is high quality updated exam questions. So, if you have those, rely on those and just go for the exam. So, what we did recently, previously we had mocked questions on PDF form. Now we have developed our exam simulator. So, let me just show this for anyone who is watching. So yes, this is our exam simulator. Here you can see all the questions, topics. We have questions regarding business environment, agile framework, 4 mock for people domain, 4 mock for process domain, and 3 full tests. Now we have added the fourth one as well. So in total, these are 1400 questions. If one solve these 1400 questions, I can guarantee you're gonna pass the exam. There is no doubt about it. But yes, as Yogindra mentioned, these questions are really tough as
Really?
compared to the real exam. So if you're getting 60%, 65%, then you're gonna pass the exam. So if you click on that, you can see it will take you to the exam simulator. So you can see this is similar to the real exam. Real exam would be something like this. So here you can see question, all 4 options, then you can click it, you can move to the next question, you can flag for review, you can use highlighter, you can review questions, right? So this is how your real exam looks like. And you have timer as well, where you can see how much time is remaining, you can see number of questions, right? So this is how your real exam looks like. Perfect. All right. Okay. So Yogindra, before you take the exam, were you confident that you're going to pass the exam? What was the
Yeah,
confidence level?
that I had limited my time only for 17 days. So before knowing the total concept of how to appear exam and what is the curriculum, I fixed that in my mindset that next 17 days I'll giving the exam. Okay, there are multiple things happens and I could not appear for the exam. Then I got more than 30 days of time to prepare for the examination. So I watched multiple videos. I had multiple discussion with you, so that made fuel me that I can appear for the examination properly. And as soon as I said, when I got the 17 marks, 70 marks, 70%, then it was made sure for me that I'll going to pass the examinations. That was sure.
Yogindra, could you shortlist any specific or important topic for the exam for the students? Like these topics are really important for the exam.
Yes. So the stakeholder, scope, schedule are the biggest game player here. We need to review, and because mostly the questions which I found on a scenario based, on schedule, on leading the team, and the time management, the scope, the leadership. These were the most questions were there.
Yeah, absolutely. As Yogindra mentioned, people management is really important. Leading project management team, scope management, risk management is equally important. Schedule management, and yes, understanding of tools is really important. Like why a particular tool is used, what's the purpose, right? So that is equally important. Perfect. All right.